This meeting is being recorded.
We're going to get started in about 30 seconds. All right, good evening, everybody. It is Monday, March 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name is Stephen Akela, Chairman of the Libertarian National Committee, and I'm calling this meeting of the XCOM to order. Mr. Secretary, whenever you're ready with roll call, please.
Chair Akela.
Present.
Vice Chair Dar.
Here.
Treasurer Redpath.
Yes.
I am here. Mr. Ford.
Here.
Mr. Watkins.
Here.
Mr. Chair, all members are present and accounted for.
All right. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second? Any discussion? Going once, going twice, going three times. Is there any objection to the agenda? Hearing none, agenda is adopted. First item on the list is motion to approve 2026 convention speakers. That was moved by Pat in the email ballot. We picked it up for this meeting. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second.
All right. Pat, the list of convention speakers, could you go over them one more time?
I apologize. I just left the Public Utilities Commission and it's pouring out. It's brutal out here. If someone could do me a favor, because as is often the case, I'm
Yes.
driving a sketchy 11-foot van.
We've got Justin Amash, Amon Bundy, Ford Fisher, who's a journalist, Lynn Ulbricht, Joel Salatan, Scott Horton, a representative from Zoho, Dr. Sheena Mead, CEO of the Clean Slate Initiative, representatives of the Libertarian Party of Canada, representatives of the Libertarian Party of Russia. And I don't know, Pat, if you were able to get a hold of the Angola libertarians that were interested in attending.
I am trying to figure out how to call them.
Okay. I would try WhatsApp. That's how they contacted me. I don't know.
For the record, at regular intervals for the next few weeks, forgive me because there will be additions to this list. Not many, but there will be additions to this list as we fine tune things. Ford Fisher, for example, was able to finalize his travel plans just yesterday. So there's a element of, for the next 3 or 4 weeks, going to be there's going to be some add-ons to that. We have a lot of people interested in appearing before us.
So that speaker list looks good, Pat, the ones I just mentioned.
Yep.
All right. Any discussion on this?
Oh, and that's not Zoho. That's actually the
Did I say Zoho? I meant Zoho.
Yeah. Right. That's the cryptocurrency. Right.
Gotcha.
Mr.
Okay.
Chair, where is the which email is it? That
I will
has
bump
the
it.
full list.
I would have sent that to you directly, Mr. Secretary.
Okay.
I can forward it to you.
Okay, I've got it. I've got it. And then
And I would add
that's the
Libertarian.
full list, correct?
That's, as I mentioned, that's a full list. There will be a handful of additions from time to time over the next few weeks.
But that's what we're approving today.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because I'm putting that in the minutes.
Pat, do you want to add the LP Angola in there just in case we decide to, or do you want to wait? until you
Now,
talk to them.
let's add that I think they will bring a unique touch. I'm still trying also for Argentina, Uruguay, and Great Britain. Because why not?
Where's Angola again? Is that little tiny landlocked country between France and Spain, or am I getting that mixed up with a different country?
I think that's Andorra.
It's Andorra. Okay.
Yeah, it's in southern Africa.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know where you're talking about. Yep. I get those mixed up.
Quite the revolution
I had
back
to
in the day.
Google it.
It's Africa. JK.
I will say the Canadian one I'm particularly looking forward to because of everything from folks should be watching carefully the Alberta situation and also the Canadian trucker situation. And the hope is that we're going to have, in addition to speeches, we're going to have breakout sessions with some of these folks all in one room.
All right. So that's the list. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll go to a vote whenever the secretary is ready.
Copying this into the vote tracker. Wait 1 second.
I have to step away for just a second, but I vote yes.
Okay, Mr. Watkins voted yes. Mr. Nikela,
I vote yes.
or sorry, Chair Nikela. Vice Chair Dar,
I vote yes.
Treasurer Redpath,
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Ford.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Chair, the votes are 6 yes, 0 no.
Motion passes. All right, next up is move to authorize Chair Nikela to execute a retainer agreement with Barnaby and Cabot, a DC law firm, to take immediate civil action against former LNC Chair Angela McCardle with a $10,000 retainer and a $650 an hour rate. Is there a second?
Second.
I object to the consideration.
All right, there's an objection to the consideration of the motion. Is objection 2/3?
Yep.
I think so.
It is 2/3. And it does not require a second, so Mr. Secretary, whenever you're ready.
Yep. Second. Okay, this is object to consideration on the motion to authorize Chair Nikela to execute a retainer agreement with Barnaby and Cabot, a DC law firm, to take immediate civil action against former LNC Chair Angela Cardinal with a $10,000 retainer and a $650 hourly rate. Chair Nikela.
Nay.
Vice Chair Dar.
No.
Treasurer Redpath.
No.
I vote no. Mr. Ford. You're muted, Mr. Ford.
Same.
I'm sorry. Did you say abstain?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Watkins.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Chair, the vote is 1 yes, 4 no, and 1 abstention.
All right, the noes have it. So the motion will be considered. I'll speak to it briefly. The litigation committee took up this question as the scope of the litigation committee was expanded. We found this firm, which is giving us a very good rate to take up this civil action. Mr. Hall has reviewed the proposal and approves of it. The litigation committee has taken a look at it. By and large, this is something the body has authorized the LNC would be to take legal action. I know this is something that a lot of members have been asking for, looking for. I had a meeting about a month ago with the Libertarian Party of UK, and they told me they were aghast at what happened here in the US with this whole situation. This is unfortunately an international case or international situation as far as a reputation is concerned. It's not something that's maintained, in-house, so to speak. This is something that we need to take care of. And so this is being brought forward today to authorize legal action. I certainly support this, and the floor is open to discussion.
Mr. Chair, I apologize. I can't raise my hand in my current incarnation, so I'd like to get in the speak.
Go ahead, Pat.
So there are two perspectives on this. Number one, there's the perspective of whether or not you want to continue to prosecute Angela. The second issue, of course, is the price and cost efficacy. When we last discussed this, I believed I made in open session a verbal request to get an analysis as to what the cost of this was going to be. And I wonder if that's happened.
Do we have any word from litigation committee members that want to speak on this?
Yeah, it's going to cost at least $50,000.
At least.
Mhm.
That's a vague term. I've been involved in litigation on both sides. I've seen at least 50,000. What's the projected rate?
That is what we were told.
At least 50,000. But I mean,
Yeah.
I would, we
Most
had,
attorneys don't give you a estimate like that. I've been involved in a lot of
I don't.
litigation too. They ask for the retainer.
I have several friends who are attorneys. I worked in legal departments at two major corporations.
Okay.
They absolutely went pressed. No one wants to lead off with that because, quite frankly, and it's fair of them. They want the business. But I need to understand there are folks who have reached out to me and have reached out on the list who clearly would be considered in the camp of opposing Ms. McCardle. And even they have expressed considerable concern at the cost involved. Because there's a couple of components to that. Number one, our ability to quote unquote win the case. Number two, what the judgment will be. And number three, whether or not that judgment will in fact cover even our legal costs on a protracted legal battle. And I don't know how we can make a decision like this without understanding it, because this is, even in the eyes of folks who want to prosecute Ms. McCardle, one of them used to be the term, privately used the term, and so I'll keep that conversation private, but a fool's errand. And that's their words, not mine. So I think we're entering into this with a zero-sum gain, unless, of course, there are those folks who believe that we are in a position to prosecute this at any cost. I would imagine Ms. McCardle's attorneys, haven't spoken to her about it, are not just going to say, okay, fellas, we're right, we're wrong, whatever. I don't know how we can go forward with this when we're in the financial position we're in. I understand we have money in the bank. A lot of that comes from the sale of the building, which I had hoped to lockbox. That's not happening. We're optimistic about the convention making some money. We want that to go to that when we have to second guess literally every decision imaginable for ballot access. something that I support. Ballot access, that is. So again, I'd like to know what the upward potential is, not at least $50,000. Is the upward potential $100,000? Because if in fact the case is won and there's a judgment, the execution of that judgment will be in question. And quite frankly, at every step of the way, legal costs will eat into that, particularly if a one judgment has to go to collections. And we could be out years. So I want a better understanding of what we're, because again, I'm hearing this on this board in two capacities. Number one, I represent a region who the majority of which opposes this. Number two, though, I'm on the executive committee as a member of the board. And it is utmost that I constantly consider the financial ramifications of every single decision we make. So how do we get a better estimate than $50,000?
I'm gonna go Mr. Watkins, then Mr. Dar, then Mr. McMahon. Mr. Watkins?
Yeah, I think two questions. What is the likelihood of prevailing? And then what is the likelihood of collecting?
Um,
Are you
Mr.
wanting me
McMahon,
to answer those?
if you'd like, or
Okay,
I
but
know
I
litigation
want to be
committee's
able to
not here.
speak
Sure.
after. Okay.
Okay,
The attorneys feel good about the case. They feel that there's a strong case. No attorney's going to say that you're guaranteed to prevail. I'm not going to comment on the likelihood of collecting because I don't know the finances of the person in question. So there's no reasonable way that a person could state that. But the attorneys feel good about the case. It's not a law firm that just takes on cases. So they feel good about it and good about representing the Libertarian Party in the matter.
Mr. Watkins, that answer, did you have another question or?
Just statements. So
answerable?
you can go in line. I'm in the back of the
Okay.
line.
All right, Mr. Dar?
And I understand the litigation will be based not on the sick report, but on the publicly available information that is out there, is what I thought I heard in discussion off on the
That
side
is correct.
last time.
The sick
Okay.
report is really irrelevant to, the sick report belongs to the LNC, but what the attorneys do is gonna be really its own separate thing.
That's what I thought I understood. And is there a potential that this could be looked at as the attorney begins looking at things as you engage with the attorney, and it be made a decision not to move forward further if it was looking like the cost was going to be prohibitive?
I think the LNC would reserve that right.
The LNC still, yeah, they still reserve that right to be able to. So that could be revisited in the future. Okay.
Correct.
Thank you.
Mr. McMahon?
I just wanted to comment that, there may, like, we received a couple of emails from people saying they didn't want this, but by and large, since I've been on the board, that has not been the case. That has not been the case. What members have said. Members have said they want some sort of accountability. They don't care if it costs us more than what is on the table. This is what accountability looks like. There was multiple opportunity for that to be resolved. And it was essentially said, the reply was made public to the demand letters, and it was essentially no. And then other statements made through their attorney. So this is the recourse, and it's either say, hey, you can just get away with this thing or not. That's the question. So that's all I have.
Mr. Watkins?
Yeah, I think this is all pretty incoherent, and you could talk to members and they'll say, yes, we want to pursue this, and then other people talk to other members and they don't want to pursue it. So that's just who you talk to. So I haven't seen much of that at all. I'm not saying people aren't saying that. I'm sure they are, I would not be surprised. I think just the internal recommendation of the SIC report to not pursue this and that this is not in the best interest, I don't think that's irrelevant. And yeah, I think we need accountability for people that have actually caused major damage to our affiliates, like in Delaware and New Hampshire and where else? Massachusetts. I think we pursued it in Idaho, in Michigan, several other states that have caused probably more than this and a lot more damage and a lot of in Virginia. Some accountability here would be good, but that probably won't happen. So services were rendered. Maybe the services were poor. Fine, that happens. Let's sue every contractor that we've had. Let's sue everybody that failed to disclose any conflict, members of this committee included. So I think this is dumb. I think it is going to be a huge financial sink that members, obviously, if they want us to pursue this, they just don't care about the organization's survival. I think it's a complete betrayal of the movement and anything that we want to accomplish. So good luck with it.
I have again, I apologize. I have another question. Appropriate.
Go ahead, Pat.
So let me reflect on very briefly on a personal situation I had many years ago. I worked for a tech startup based out of Utah. And ultimately, I wasn't paid the salary I was owed. And after waiting a couple of years for a trial, finally had a trial, and then waited another year with more motions. And then I won. So I was like, all right, cool. All right, maybe I get some of my money back. And I got a judgment, and then it was appealed. And that started the entire process over again. All right. You know, we had $1 million in the bank, I'd be a hell of a lot less concerned. But again, we don't. Right? And there's a lot of reasons for that that are unimportant at this moment. It's a reality check. Now, if folks want to get my support on this, again, I would say let's fundraise. As we've done so many other cases, we've actually fundraised for issues and projects so that the retainer is not coming out of operating funds. We are entering into a black hole financially with this. Lots of motions back and forth. We could be looking at 60 or 70,000 or more. And again, once the case is won, and I'm being, I'll just to say, optimistic on behalf of the LNC, then what happens? Are you ready to sign up part of it, of whatever is won, to pay for more lawyers? Now, this is not a case where you've got an organization using our copyright, patent, whatever intergalactic protections we have. This is a business case. And as a result, is not germane to the survival of the party. Unless this money is separately provided for, I can't imagine a scenario in which we should be putting at risk tens of thousands of dollars, the money that should be spent on ballot access or any one of 100 things that would promote liberty in our lifetime. I'm disappointed, quite frankly, that I didn't get more detail than, I asked very specifically for a real analysis of what the cost could potentially be. And right now we're just guessing. And I get it. No lawyer wants to commit to it, but right now we're just guessing. And my request at the time was well considered. No one objected to it. Now, a week or two later, here we are. So, on a practical level, the votes probably exist to move forward with this. I just, from a financial level, again, how much is it worth to you to maybe get some consideration back from Angela? And how much is it worth for the cash flow and the ongoing operations of the park?
Mr. Watkins and then Mr. McMahon. Mr. Watkins.
Pat, we did get information about 10 minutes before the meeting started, so you should
Oh,
have done your homework. I would like, I do have a couple things, but I would like a little more clarification on Mr. Dar, on what Mr. Dar said about the SIC report not being relevant. What public information is relevant exactly? And what does this look like? Just clarify, like, what is the angle?
I think what I meant was that the SIC is not necessarily, when you go into this type of action, you start fresh. It's based on the misappropriation of funds, but the SIC, well, maybe it's helpful, I don't know, to the attorneys. It's not necessarily dependent on the SIC, if that makes sense. They may find some stuff in there interesting, I don't know. But it's a sort of independent thing, which I think was what Mr. Dar was asking.
Okay.
So the case is based on the misappropriation of funds through Freedom Calls LLC. And that's what we're pursuing is the money that we've spent on that, which is close to $50,000. And that's what we're looking to hopefully get back.
So we'll be out $50,000 to get $50,000. Cool.
Mr. McMahon, did you still wish to be recognized?
Yep.
All right, well, I don't see any more hands, so if there's no more debate on this item, then Mr. Secretary will move to our vote.
Chair Nakala,
I vote aye.
Vice Chair Dar,
I vote aye.
Treasurer Redpath,
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Ford,
nay.
Mr. Watkins.
No.
Mr. Chair, the vote is 4 yeses and 2 nos.
Motion passes. All right, next up is move to increase budget line 8210-20, legal proactive by $10,000 and to authorize payment from the same budget line in the amount of $10,000 to Barnaby and Kabat for civil litigation representation. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. So this is simply authorizing the transfer of funds of $10,000 to the attorneys, which we'll be signing on to. I don't think I need to speak much more on it than that. Is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, Mr. Secretary, if you'd like to start a ballot.
Okay, Chair Nakala,
I vote aye.
Vice Chair Dar,
Vote yes.
Treasurer Redpath,
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Ford,
I'll abstain.
Mr. Watkins.
No.
Mr. Chair, the vote is 4 yes, 1 no, and 1 abstention.
The ayes have it. Next is move to authorize Chair Nakala to execute a retainer agreement with the law office of Gary Fielder to take immediate civil action against the New Mexico Secretary of State on behalf of and with our New Mexico affiliate with 25. Is this not correct? All right, I'm gonna wait a second. Uh, Did you give those kids an earful?
They were banging on my door.
Oh, jeez. I didn't hear it.
So they were screaming and yelling up here in the mezzanine and banging on my door. So I was like politely, "Hey kids, I'm in a meeting. Could you please not play up here and be a little quiet?"
Um,
You were right, but I'm totally willing to just sorry, Mel. That was well timed. Did you already go through?
no, and I'm going to finish off real quick. So this is for the New Mexico Secretary of State, suit against civil action against the New Mexico Secretary of State on behalf of and with their New Mexico affiliate with a $2,500 retainer already paid, we already paid this, and a $200 hourly rate. Is there a second?
Second.
So just so everybody's aware, we've been working with Derek Scott, the chair of the rightful Libertarian Party of New Mexico affiliate. They are fond of Gary Fielder, and we've already issued a $2,500 retainer, which we've paid through the affiliate. And this is authorizing them to go ahead and take action against the Secretary of State. This is our ballot access case there. If there's any questions or discussion, I'll
I do,
recognize Mr.
Chair, I do
McMahon.
have my hand up.
Okay.
I just wanted to state that this is the attorney that that our affiliate wanted to use. They were already prepared. He's been working on it. We just had a delay in getting the retainer agreement from him. But now we have it.
Any further discussion? Going once, twice, three times? All right, we'll take it to a vote.
Okay, Chair Nikela,
I vote yes.
Vice Chair Dar,
Vote yes.
Treasurer Redpath.
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Ford,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, the vote is 6 yes, 0 no, and 0 abstentions.
Motion passes. Right, next is move to authorize Chair Nikela to execute a retainer agreement with Fresh IP PLC to initiate civil action against parties in New Mexico infringing on the Libertarian National Committee's trademarked intellectual property with a $20,000 retainer and a $300 per hour rate. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, so we've worked with Fresh IP in the past. They've actually done IP work for us. So this isn't their first rodeo. Some of them are libertarians over there, so pleasure to work with those folks. At one point, this was going to be done pro bono through our general counsel, but that got blown up due to two members of this body. So we are asking for a $20,000 retainer to pursue Fresh IP for the rightful New Mexico affiliate to retain our IP. Is there any discussion?
Didn't we already allocate? Or was that the previous one? I might be
I
getting
Mr.
confused.
Chair,
think 10,000. Go ahead.
Mr. Chair, let me speak to this.
Sure.
This is one, it's the authorizing the retainer agreement, which has not been approved as of yet. The next motion is actually increasing the ballot budget line for the litigation.
Mr. Chair, just a point, if I could.
Can I finish what I was saying, Mr. Ford?
Go ahead, Mr. McMahon.
Okay, this is authorizing the retainer agreement. The next motion increases the ballot line because the original budget that we passed for the all-encompassing New Mexico issues was only 20,000.
Okay.
We've authorized 2,500 for the ballot access case, and so this is wanting to move that a little bit more so there's room in case. But this one just is the retainer agreement. The next one is the actual budget line.
Okay. And I do have a follow-up question. I thought for not having those two members on the litigation committee surrounding this specific issue, that was going to resolve the pro bono issue.
We were
That's
hoping.
what I was led to believe when we were talking about
That's-
this.
That's what we were all hoping, but unfortunately it did not assuage concerns, and our general counsel already took up some other work in the meantime. So I'm as bummed as you are.
Mr. Ford had a point.
So we got to
Mr.
spend 20 grand.
Mr. Chair,
And
Mr. Ford
yeah.
had a point.
Well, we'll make that back up.
Mr. Ford.
We'll make the 50 grand back, so it's fine.
I apologize, connectivity issues here. I just want to point out sort of the obvious. Libertarian Game of Thrones has real costs. When folks decide, in the case of New Mexico, that it's more important to fight for the future of the party, as they seem to indicate there's some nobility in, and there's none. The future of the party, the immediacy of the party is that we get to spend money on legal fees, and we don't get to spend money on advertising, brand building, ballot access, any one of a number of things. This is the cost. And I just want to remind people that in another year or so, we're going to be starting up yet another presidential cycle. And great affiliates will reach out to us and say, help. And we won't be able to because of money like this. Now, I completely support any effort to aid in the assistance of our IP in New Mexico, completely support it. But this is what you call a self-inflicted gunshot wound. This didn't have to happen. So for all the folks in New Mexico who thought they were going to show us, they've accomplished nothing. And thanks to them, we'll accomplish less. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ford. All right, I don't see any other hands from the XCOM. Mr. Secretary, whenever you're ready for a ballot.
Actually, Mr. Chair, this is about a region, and there is a region rep that did have his hand up. I would recognize him as long as it is only to this topic, Mr. Martin. Is there any-
Mr. Martin, is there any objection to hearing from Mr. Martin? Go ahead, Mr. Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you for having me, everybody. How's the day? Okay, so defamation aside, the issue with New Mexico and the cost associated with it is simply the cost of litigation. The lawyer in question asked me to stop a corruption probe where I was blowing the whistle and trying
sorry,
to
I thought
highlight
you
an
wanted
issue.
to speak
No,
about.
this is relevant. This is directly relevant. This is directly relevant, and I am the
If you
region
talk
rep, and I
about
would
our
like to-
attorney, I'm
I
going
would
to
like
mute
to-
you. So if you're going to talk about our
You all,
general counsel,
you all
I'm
just.
going to boot you from
This
this
is an
call.
issue. You all just. I hear you.
Okay, we're not.
I thought you wanted to speak about this motion, Mr. Martin, not something else. I thought you wanted to talk about this for your affiliate. I think you froze. Or did I freeze?
I think you might have froze, sir. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think it's me. I'm sorry.
If you want
So,
to talk
the
about this issue
$20,000
with your
cost-
affiliate, go
The
ahead.
$20,000 cost in question was an attempt to extort me from being able to not talk about what's happening in Region 1 and the misconduct that's occurring there. I've definitely been in contact with the New Mexico chair, and I'm pretty certain he understands that situation. The problem here is that we have a lot of libertarian Game of Thrones going on, as Mr. Ford said, and we have members of staff and outsiders, lawyers and international figures of mystery who are all interested in putting their fingers on the scale and attacking people's reputations. The fact is that the New Mexico situation has been waiting for months and months and months with no action. We could have done this months ago, should have done this months ago, but we're dragging our feet for political purposes. This whole thing has been an absolute disaster. We need to get this authorized, and we need to do it without trying to blame or do the political one-upsmanship, and
Like you're
without
doing right
using
now.
our in-house attorneys as weapons against members. I mean, saying that you're going to give somebody, I'm not on the litigation committee as a regional representative.
Yep.
because Oliver promised that money.
Mr. Chair.
All right, that's enough.
You
We had
guys
a
broke
plan
your word.
until you fucked it up.
You broke he broke no.
All right. Let's go ahead.
Chair Nikela,
Aye.
Vice Chair Dar,
Yes.
Treasurer Redpath.
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Ford,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins.
Yep.
Mr. Chair, the vote is 6 yes, 0 no's, 0 abstention. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't sharing my screen. Just got a little frustrated being blamed for things. That was the recorded vote. 6 yes, 0 no's, 0 abstentions.
All right, motion passes. Next is move to increase budget line 8210-20 legal proactive by $10,000 and to authorize payment from the same budget line in the amount of $20,000 to Fresh IP POC for civil litigation representation. Is there a second?
I'll
Second.
second.
Same thing. This is just an increase our line item by an extra 10,000, so we have some wiggle room there. Hopefully, we don't have to spend it all, but we'll see. Any discussion? Hearing none.
I think I stated this a second ago, that this is just increasing the budget line, another 10,000. We had allocated 20,000 for all of New Mexico, which included the trademark and the ballot access case, 2,500 allocated already to, which we did that. We actually did the allocation for the trademark, I think, in Dallas. So that was already reserved for them. So we needed to increase the budget line to pay the retainer for Fresh IP. That's all.
Discussion going once, twice, 3 times. Hearing none, we'll take it to a vote. Mr. Secretary?
Mr. Nikela, or Chair Nikela,
I vote aye.
Vice Chair Dar,
I vote yes.
Treasurer Redpath,
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Ford,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Mr. Chair, the vote is 6 yes, 0 no's, and 0 abstentions.
Motion passes. All right, that brings us to the end of our agenda. The chair will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
Subject to the consideration.
We can party.
Who did the motion to adjourn?
I'm asking the body.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, any objection?
Okay.
Hearing none, we are adjourned at 7:42.
I'm appealing.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair Nikela, can I again engage in shameless self-promotion of the upcoming convention?
Of course, that is always in order, sir.
Please do.
Thank you. Thank you. A couple of things. You got folks listening in tonight got a flavor for some of the speeches, the speechifying that's going to happen. We're trying to give it this sort of a revival tent feeling. We want people leaving the meeting on fire. I'm hoping people got their hotel rooms because despite the concerns of those no longer with us, they're moving right along and we still have conventions to go. There is some outstanding training being offered, and this is the really important point for tonight. And we're reaching out to state chairs to see if individual affiliates can sponsor some of their members. One of them I call the care and feeding of volunteers, and it's called Building a Volunteer Army. Now, this is all on LNC 2026. It's 2 days of training specifically geared to recruiting and managing volunteers. And I think from an issue basis, the biggest challenge we have as a movement is recruiting and managing volunteers. And this will speak directly to that. We promised, and we will stick to this, that there will be no sessions, training, breakouts during convention business. So there's 2 tracks, this and a marketing course that's being offered by the Leadership Institute. It's Saturday and Sunday morning, and Saturday and Sunday afternoon at lunch. Meals are provided. It's 2 days of training for $179. And again, we encourage state affiliates to send their people, invest in their people, get this training, take it home with you as more than just a souvenir. and use it as a tool to fire up your volunteer army. So it's right on LNC 2026. We've reached out to the. We had something like a 70,000 piece email go out. Thank you, Drew, and the crew at headquarters. We're going to be reaching out to chairs the next day or two. So, anyone has any questions, that phone number at the top, I'll leave you this. There's a phone number that you can text. It's at the top of the convention website. Guess where that rings? Guess where that texts? Right here. I've gotten one call since we've been on this meeting. So, folks, if you have questions, one phone call with me, even with the 15 minutes of pleasantries that we'll engage in, will save approximately 22.5 emails. So reach out if you have any questions. Thank you. The schedule, by the way, has been submitted to our webmaster, and the preliminary schedule will be up on the website hopefully shortly. Thank you all.
And Pat, correct me if I'm wrong, but the main hotel is sold out or near selling out. So the
Sold out.
next closest
Right.
hotels are going to be going fast. So people better book today
Yep.
so they don't have to. They can save some time walking.
It would kill me if people, right now, we've got a rate at the other three hotels, and all three hotels are on the website. We've got a rate of 142 a night plus theft, which, if anyone's traveled recently, knows how insane hotel prices have gone. Free market rates in that market are already pushing towards $200. It would kill me if people wasted their money because they didn't get the reservation in time. There's still rooms. We're in good shape, but time's marching on. So please, and again, did I mention, if you run into issues with your room reservations or anything, please reach out to me. We're doing our best to get back to people as quickly as possible. Incredibly enough, I'm done, Mr. Chair.
Well, thank you so much, Pat. All right. I'm going to hop off. My kid wants me, so I'm going to go. Have a good night, and I'll see you all soon.
Night, everyone.
Night, everyone.